recently beat a God comp, but it definitely seemed like an incredibly difficult series. Oh,
Yeah, and
man.
they have to do it again.
And then they have
And
to
then do it again.
Guys, if you are rooting for Tempo Storm or if you are rooting for Method Orange, make sure that you are giving them as much energy as humanly possible, because Method Orange sure as hell is going to need it. But at the same time, Tempo Storm's got to be feeling a little shaken up after watching that last series. I mean, that shouldn't happen, and it did. So here we go. We're going to be going into the next game in the lower bracket to determine who's going to be facing Donut in the lower bracket semifinals. I cannot wait to jump into the action. Just a reminder, everybody, that we are going to be doing a hoodie giveaway right before the finals today, courtesy of Jinx. Make sure to check them out with that link below. And I really do appreciate all the support you guys have been giving us. We are 140 subscribers out of our 200 subscriber goal. When we hit that goal, we will be hosting a 1v1 class all-star tournament. That means classes will be facing one another. So it would be mage versus mage, rogue versus rogues, to determine who is the best at dueling of their class. We're going to be inviting the best of the best. But here we go, the first game of this best of 5 series between Tempo Storm and Method Orange has started, and of course the first map of this best of 5 series is going to be played out on the Grand Arena. Alright, here we go. It's the Grand Arena. It's Method Orange versus Tempo Storm. And I think we predicted this composition setup for sure. Here we go. Can Method Orange do it again? Tempo Storm, though, did have a hell of a time facing Naj in this lower bracket. So they're here to play. They're here to fight their way back up through this lower bracket. Can they do it?
Yeah, Vinricky's got Mitch Jones on his team as well. And we can see the little rat running around next to Vinricky. We see Peekaboo going to be the opening target for Method Orange as he's caught into that leg sweep. Now into the Fist of Fury. A lot of burst following up. Peekaboo's going to trinket out of that. Try and kite back to line of sight. Elite caught into that Fist of Justice. Does get Master Spelled, however, by Peekaboo. Great Master Spell. Born Good actually going into the Deep Sheep. I'm not sure what happened to it. I think Mez stole Master Spell and Master Spelled Born Good Sheep. What?
Are you kidding me? Alright, triple fear coming out from DJ Peekaboo onto everyone. Mez actually the kill target, it would seem. Once again, he's going to line of sight here and hold on to that anti-magic shell for now. Then Ricky taking a bit of pressure, going to line of sight as well. Peekaboo actually getting gripped in by Mez, taking a bit of damage. Venricky getting defensively polymorphed from Jamili. Hodge onto Elite now. They want to connect onto Peekaboo with that full Fist of Fury, dipping him down. Arcane Torrent goes on to Elite right as soon as he uses that wings, and he isn't able to get the execution sentence off just yet. Throughout all that, there's the execution sentence going out onto Peekaboo, topping him up completely. Hodge out on the Mez, silence overlap as well. He's still holding on to that anti-magic shield through all of that, but that was a lot of pressure going out into Peekaboo, but still, Tempo Storm still holding on to every defensive button.
Yep, and we can see Pillar of Frost pop from Mez. He's trying to get a little bit of burst onto Peekaboo.
Oh,
he's forced to disperse
whoa.
at 47%. He predicted a lot more damage. Actually canceling the disperse a little bit early here. Elite trying to top him back up, casting some heals. He should be able to do it. Venricky and Mez at the Pillar. They're a little bit cautious. They don't want to push off too far right now, while Borngrid was still CC'd. Pulling back to the Pillar. Jamili pushing up. He's got 5 icicles, actually blinking in and CSing Borngrid on his cast. Venricky could be in a lot of trouble. He's caught into that Horrify. He's trying to sit through it. He's got Touch of Karma. Elite is going to be quick to the trigger, I think. He's going to trinket and use that Brew to try and reduce some damage. Now Touch of Karma popped off immediately. Born Good is forced to bubble as a result. Cooldowns forced from both sides. Peekaboo still with no dispersion available. Needs to be a bit careful here. He's trying to cut away from Mez and Venricky, doing a good job going for that Master Spell. Mez stole the Master Spell once again. I wonder if Jamili notices it because he's got it. He can dispel the incoming CC if it happens. Maybe they don't even need CC. Mez is getting hit so hard right now. Born Good trying to pick him back up here. Jamili blinking forward. Deep Freeze is now available. Let's see if they get it. Born Good getting locked now, thrown into the full fear. Master Spell out from Mez, dispelling it. AMS is going to be used regardless, trying to stay offensive here. Elite position pretty far forward. Maybe they could swap to him. Paralyze instead, chasing after Peekaboo, gripping him back now into the leg sweep. No dispersion for 54 more seconds, but Elite is free casting. Mez is going to stop that instantly with the Strangulate. Peekaboo has stabilized, though, very well right now. Elite no longer CC, should be able to top him as Mez is forced to retreat.
Dude, I still can't get over the massive spell on Born Goods Hodge from Mez, but Mez is taking a whole bunch of pressure as Born Goods being put through the CC, actually getting polyed up on his trinket there. It's completely DR'd at this point. Venriki pulling back to heal his DK buddy up. Peekaboo pushing in, trying to get offensive, it would look like. But I mean, Tempo Storm, they have 25 short seconds until that disperses back off a cooldown. This is what Method Orange needs to get aggressive, but there's the grip onto Elite. Elite's actually going to get gripped back, fully hodged up by Born Good, however, but Mez and Venriki both cannot connect. Massive Spell on that Hodge is going to negate that whole setup, but here's the Fist of Fury on Peekaboo and Elite. Arcane Torrent to follow it up, and Elite's taking a whole bunch of pressure. He's just going to trade it up with that Execution Sentence. Jamili actually getting polymorphed by Mez's stolen polymorph. You gotta love Mez's cheeky steals. They're actually so fun to watch. Triple Fear from Peekaboo going out. Hodge onto Venriki. This is the setup they needed on Mez. Silence goes out onto Mez. He has that anti-AMS available to him. He's going to go ahead and use it right away as Born Good being put through all of those polymorphs, but Mez wants to get aggressive very, very soon. Wings Execution Sentence from Mez is going to keep him alive. There's the full Hodge onto Elite. Mez and Venriki connecting once again. Peekaboo getting that Massive Spell off, but Elite goes into the full Fist of Fury, and that's going to be the Save by the Light's going to be procced, or Mastery being forced out as well, and that was some defensive buttons coming out from Elite, but he still has Trinket, he still has Bubble available to him, and Method Orange has a lot more work to do.
Yeah, Peekaboo moving forward onto Venriki. Venriki's going to throw a Paralyze into his face, slow him down in his tracks. Mez caught in center field, though. This could be his life. He needs to get back to the pillar. He's silenced up, pops that Icebound Fortitude. Venriki trying to heal him up with those Surging Mists. They're going to reconnect at the pillar. That's some brotherly love if I ever did see some. Born Good caught into the Frostjaw now, just unable to get to connect. He actually stole the Frostjaw, threw it onto Elite. What are they going to CC him out of that with? Doesn't look like they have anything just yet. Peekaboo should be all right. Jamili, most forward player right now. Maybe they're going to switch to him. Looks like they're saving their burst. Pillar of Frost coming up in about 1 more second. Maybe they can make a swap. There's the Pillar of Frost. Seems like Peekaboo is still going to be the target, but he knows that. He's just going to kite away, and I feel like Method Orange are kind of tunneling their targets a little bit too much maybe into this game.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not looking good for him. At the same time, look at Borgun's defensive cooldowns. He's going to force the Trinket right there, but he still has that bubble available to him, and I feel like both of these teams actually are holding on to their defensive cooldowns. Both of these teams playing a bit defensive, it might seem. But here we go. Jamili blinking in, trying to get some CC going. Borngood preemptively using that Execution Sentence. Full Polymorph actually lands into Venriki, and it looks like Mez is going to be the kill target once again. Full Hodge goes out onto Elite, but it doesn't look like Method Orange is available to be able to follow it up with any damage, and another wasted Hodge. I mean, there's been a lot of Hodges that have been mass dispelled and also just not utilized at this point. We're going into 3% dampening at this point, and you know Jamili is not happy about that.
Yeah, he's probably pretty angry right now, but he's got 5 icicles. I like that Jamili's adapted. We see Elite actually getting gripped in. A lot of burst could follow it up. We see Born Good throwing out the Denounce as well there. Venriki getting sheep, though. Jamili's not going to let any of this happen. Mez throwing out a Dark Sim. I'm not sure what he got. Maybe he got a sheep. Be interesting to see what he ended up getting. AMS actually was used there a little bit prematurely, but they're making the swap over onto Venriki. He's caught in that Fist of Justice stun. He's locked down right now, still trying to line of sight with Mez. And they're doing a good job to stay alive. Well, Born Good he's just a CC dummy over on the other side of the map while Mez and Venriki are having all the fun.
Oh my gosh, they need to add that to the Garrison, a CC dummy. But here we go. It looks like they're going to connect right onto Peekaboo with that Fist of Fury, but it's going to get polymorphed up over and over and over again. Elite actually in that full Hodge into the full Silence is going to get out of that with his Stone Form Paralysis to follow it up, though, and Peekaboo is going to be completely fine. Now Mez out in the middle of the map is a bit vulnerable. Borngood's going to see that and bubble right away, keeping Mez completely okay. That's another defensive cooldown that Method Orange will not have at their disposal moving forward into this game, and at 9% dampening, it's definitely a button you're going to want to have. Peekaboo may be coming in for a triple fear. He gets the double fear on a Mez and Born Good, and Mez and Venriki are going to go ahead and just line of sight for now, but maybe they're swapping that damage over onto Born Good. Devouring Plague, Silence lands out into Born Good. Wings Execution Sentence is going to be forced as well as a Save by the Light. The Execution Sentence actually just going to be stolen by Jamili right away. Elite actually getting locked out into a full leg sweep. The wall coming out from Elite into a Fist of Fury. Peekaboo actually getting hodged up for the cross CC to prevent the Massive Spells. There's the Soul Reaper on him as well. Can they reconnect onto him? He's trying to get the Denounces out in the middle of all of that. The Wings still up for Elite is going to keep him completely fine, but that was a very scary moment for Elite. Elite still sitting pretty with his bubble, 2 bops, and Trinket moving forward into the game. Full Polymorph lands on the Born Good, forcing Mez to use that anti-magic shield, and it looks like Method Orange might be in a bit of trouble. Touch of Karma being forced out by Venriki. Elite's just going to bop it right away. Maybe this is what they need. They're going to go back onto Elite. Elite is on Forbearance. He's going to get silenced and overlapped with the Hodge. The Aura Mastery going to be used as well. Peekaboo gripping him away, but Elite on Forbearance. Silence could be the opportunity they need. The DR leg sweep comes out from Venruki. So Soul Reaper coming out as well. Execution sentence onto Elite. Saved by the Light being ripped right through. Arcane Silence coming out. 9% health here. And down he goes. Method Orange bringing it back. Beating Tempo Storm here in game number 1. What just happened?
Rest in peace.
Rest in pepperonis. Method Orange, the Windwalker DK Holy Paladin Dream, has figured out what it is that they need to do to beat Holy Pally God Comp, it would seem, as they take the first game of the series on the Grand Arena, no less. Holy crow.
Man, dude.
We get some Holy Crows in chat because I think that deserves a couple Holy Crows, man. I see the Venruki pals going on.
Crows?
Dude, it's...
No Holy Crows, dude.
So many Holy Crows and so many Venruki pals in chat, giving Venruki all of the energy he needs. And apparently he is putting it to good use. Method Orange taking game number 1 of this best of 5 series. Wow.
I mean, that's a good way to start it off. Now they've got confidence moving forward. Hopefully, Elite doesn't go on tilt from the Blood Elf silences too much.
Alright, we're going to be jumping into the next game, man. We're going to be jumping into the...
That must have been so obnoxious for him, because he just Aura Mastered.
Oh my gosh.
The thing is that he triggered it both, and then Aura Mastered, I think, to try and avoid getting interrupted. Then the Aura Mastery ended, and they just double Blood Elf for like 2 seconds, 1 second, and he died.
Oh my gosh.
The elves are trolling him.
Alright. The elves are trolling him, man. But man, you gotta give it to Method Orange. They played so patiently, and you know, Tempo Storm is like they hate that. They absolutely hate that pillar play. But here we go. We're going to Tempo Storm's favorite map. It is none other than Blades Edge Arena. I feel like I don't play this intro unless it's Tempo Storm playing. But here we go. It's Blades Edge Arena. Welcome everybody to Blades Edge Arena. It's Method Orange versus Tempo Storm here in the lower bracket. And Method Orange, the Windwalker DK Holy Paladin Dream, just took game number 1 against Tempo Storm. Peekaboo, Jamili, and Elite. You know that these names are super well known in the competitive community. I mean, and I happen to know that Peekaboo is actually a pretty big celebrity over in China. It's true. She's got a lot of fangirls in China.
Maker of World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I think so. Like, if you're talking about fan base, I really do. I think Peekaboo has the biggest fan base globally. Isn't that crazy? Globally. But here we go. I was talking to a couple...
man, Turtle all day, idiot. They're just down below.
Oh, man.
They're not coming out, dude.
It's in the same place that Reckful said Turtle all day, idiot. But Fear going out onto Born Good. Horrify into Silence onto Mez. He doesn't have that anti-magic shield available to him. Now he does. He's going to press it as soon as he can before Born Good gets put into that full polymorph. Now Mez wants to get offensive onto Peekaboo. It seemed connecting onto him once again. Venruki actually taking a bit of pressure. Is just going to go back up onto on top over here. But Born Good actually getting pressured as well from Jamili. The pressure from Tempo Storm. They are not happy about last game's loss, and they want to make up for it right here, right now. So some crazy pressure. But on a map like Blades Edge Arena, there's so many places for this Windwalker DK to hide. But at the same time, there's so many places to make them vulnerable. And as I say that, the Fear lands out onto Born Good. Oh, and the full Hodge over on the Born Good as well. Even the Judgment coming out from Elite, forcing that Save by the Light to come out. Silence on top of that. Cheebers coming out from Venruki. He wants to get aggressive onto this team, but he just can't. Horrify is going to force the bubble. Is this going to be a massive spell from Peekaboo? I'm not sure if he's actually spec into it, but Hodge on to Elite, and it looks like Method Orange is just going to do the same thing and swap over onto the Paladin and see if they can force a bubble on their own. Mez actually just chunking him down. Venruki trying to get connected onto him. Full leg sweep is going to land out onto Elite, dipping him down to 40% health here. Wings execution sentence is going to come out from Elite. Venruki put into that full Fear, and Elite's going to be completely fine. Uh-oh, Born Good being silenced up.
Aura Mastery comes out, he's going to be able to top himself off, but this actually isn't looking too good. Born Good's burned through so many cooldowns, and Tempo Storm are adapting to the strategy from Method Orange. Now, how is Method Orange going to respond? I don't think they can afford to race right now with Born Good having nothing left, really. They're forced to retreat, turtling back behind the ramp. Jamili's going to blink in, he locks Born Good on his cast. Born Good could easily fall. Triple Fear out from Peekaboo. Silence on the Born Good. How is he going to survive caught in the Horrify with nothing left? He's not going to survive, and that is the answer that Tempo Storm Storm needed to find in game number 2.
The Tempo Storm taking their map choice and adapting accordingly. I love that they changed their kill target to Born Good, and it definitely paid off for them, it would seem, right there. Taking a quick look at that replay. I wonder if I'm actually going to catch that lockout, because that lockout was the key to that last kill right there as they went and all turtled back up. There's the blink lockout coming out from Jamili, which is what set them up for that kill. And the silence to follow it up into the horrify, and that was curtains for Born Good as they forced defensive cooldowns earlier on in that game. And here we go, we're going to be jumping into game number 3 between Tempo Storm and Method Orange. Tempo Storm, I think they found the strat that they need, man. I think they did.
I wonder if Mez wishes that he has 2 Mezes on his team.
Wow, was that shots fired at Born Good or Venruki?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I think Mez is out healed Born Good in like all the matches almost.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I actually saw Jamili
so
in
he
chat.
had 2 Mez.
Jamili actually said in
2
chat
Mezes.
earlier, Born Good should just run Ret. You'd do more. Alright, here we go. We're going to be jumping into the next game here. We're going to figure out what map Method Black or Method Orange is going to be choosing. And I'm assuming we're going to be going to Dalaran or maybe even Ruins of Lordaeron. With a map like that, though, do you think that they're going to be going directly on Elite? I don't know.
I don't know if they can win the race. Like, it's interesting, actually. I don't know if there's something that Born Good can change on his spec, if he can get more magic damage reduction on a glyph or something, if he knows he's going to be targeted. But then if he does that and the other team changes their target, then he loses out on something else. So
Right.
I don't know. I like that Tempo Storm aren't just running their heads into the wall and they're going to try something different. It worked really well for them. So now Method Orange might need to try something different.
Yep, there we have it. It's tied 1-1 in this best of 5 series between Tempo Storm and Method Orange. And the winner of this best of 5 series will move on to face Donut in that lower bracket semifinals. But here we go. The next game is ready, and we are going to go to Dalaran Sewers. I'll see you guys in one hot minute. Welcome everybody to Method Orange versus Tempo Storm in the lower bracket. Both these teams are up for elimination if they lose this series. Method Orange just recently beating a Holy Pally God Comp is now tied 1-1 against Tempo Storm. And Tempo Storm, they're treating this game pretty serious. I mean, we had the whole like pull back, sit behind the pillar thing, and we didn't see any over-aggression really from Tempo Storm like we've seen in previous games. So they're taking this series very serious. Here we go. The gates have opened. Method Orange versus Tempo Storm. Oh,
See what
man.
Method Orange can do here. Mez moving forward. Peekaboo actually charging to the front lines, getting Fist of Justice down below. Actually forced to Trinket, getting clotheslined a little bit on that aggressive push. Deep Freeze on a Born Good. Who are they going to go after? Frost Bolts are flying. Sheep connects on a Born Good. Mez is going to be the opening target. Getting bursted down very hard. He's going to Trinket and AMS, reducing a lot of that magic damage. Elite caught into the leg sweep. Pressure onto Jamili, Peekaboo, and Elite. All 3 players almost down to half HP. Elite forced to pop his Avenging Wrath to top off his team. He should be able to. Now Venruki maybe getting swapped to there with that Fist of Justice. Seems like Mez still the primary target. Maybe they're just trying to confuse Born Good. Maybe they just put him on tilt after that last death. Now they're going for the crowd control strategy instead. Mez is going to Lichborn out of that fear, get a little bit of extra healing as well. Will it be enough? He desecrated grounds out, line of sights with Venruki. They should be able to stabilize here in a couple seconds, but Born Good gets fully sheeped. How are they going to react to the situation? Mez is on the run. Venruki side by side once again, just line of sighting, but they could swap to Born Good. He's caught in the open down below if they really wanted to. Looks like they might do it. He's gonna have to preemptively shield wall here. He doesn't want to get caught out. And Peekaboo, I'm not sure why he's way out of position. I mean, I guess he's standing on Venruki's port. I'm not really sure what he's doing out here though.
I'm not sure either. Wow, the grip onto Elite's Death Grip Hodge is going to negate that completely, but Ben's going to run in and double leg sweep both of these guys. Peekaboo not able to master spell anything because of that leg sweep, but Born Good still the kill target, it would seem, for Tempo Storm. But on a map like this, I feel like he might have more places to run. I'm not all that sure. They're going to swap that damage right over onto Mez. Mez has the AMS now back available to him, but Method Orange seems to be being forced defensive non-stop so far. Peekaboo the kill target for Venruki, and Mez getting fist adjusted. The grip from from Elite, getting fist adjusted as well. Peekaboo still in a bit of trouble. Arcane Silence coming out on both DJ Peekaboo and Elite. Full Hodge onto Elite. They do a hard swap over onto him, dipping him down, getting saved by the light. Execution sentence coming out, but without the wings. Mez is trying to reconnect onto him, but in the back foot, Born Good is the one who's in trouble. The full fear goes out onto him for interrupting his own cast, but he's just going to go ahead and get around the pillar, use that execution sentence as well as the freedom. He's trying to juke Jamili on that counterspell, and he did actually juke Jamili on that counterspell and going to stabilize because of that. Venruki and Mez now pushing up, trying to get aggressive here onto Elite, but Elite has every button left in his arsenal. He's going to go ahead and press those wings to keep himself nice and healthy, and Mez is going to be forced back with that AMS, running back to the pillar with Born Good for now. And this is definitely a close game. It would seem teams trading blow for blow.
Yeah, Peekaboo running in, looking for a triple fear, or maybe a fear on the Born Good to set up off of. Are they going to swap? Doesn't look like it. They're committing to Venruki. A lot of damage to see Touch of Karma out. Elite holding onto his Bob, now caught into the leg sweep. You may want to just remove that. It's going to be a lot of damage here potentially. Nope, Sheep's out from Jamili. Going to shut down Venruki, but the Fist of Fury follows it up. Elite's forced to Stone Form out of that Strangulate, trying to get some cast off here, but he gets reconnected to and locked on his heel. He's trying to run for his life at the moment. Peekaboo doing a good job feather sprinting him over the box. Powered Shield saves his life. Peekaboo and Elite playing really well together. Jamili trying to get something done on offense, resummoning his pet here. Born Good positioned far back. His Trinket coming up. He's got Bubble available, so Method Orange have quite a few cooldowns remaining to deal with the next attack. Born Good really needs to be ready, though. He's positioned very far back from the pillar. He doesn't want to get triple feared by Peekaboo, trying to buy his team a little bit of time to stop him from getting in here. But they're actually going to grip Peekaboo down below into the full Fist of Justice. He Trinkets out. I don't know if the Trinket will be enough. Elite's forced to execution sense, so they're actually swapping to Born Good. Lift off, 22% HP remaining, forced to bubble, desperately, barely surviving.
Elite getting locked out. Peekaboo forced to disperse. Holy crow, they get that bubble and they just force another defensive cooldown right away. Now Elite actually getting interrupted on that cast, and Peekaboo not out of the water just yet. Save by the Light still up on him and available, but Mez getting punished for his aggression is going to be forced back. They got the bubble from Born Good, but they got the disperse from Peekaboo. I still feel like Temple Storm might be a bit ahead here moving forward into the game. There's the leg sweep going out onto Peekaboo. Is going to get bopped off right before Elite gets put into that full Hodge. Can Mez get it off? Looks like they're just going to swap that pressure right over on to Jamili. Elite actually going into the silence is just going to go ahead and Aura Mastery out into a paralysis now. It looks like Peekaboo might be the kill target for Method Orange for now without that disperse for an entire another minute. Whoa! Jamili actually getting locked out on Frost. That was a little scary for him. I don't know. Mez can just chunk him at any time. Soul Reaper actually going out on Jamili. He's just going to go ahead and blink away. There's just small little opportunities that both of these teams are finding.
I think Mez stole Blink, and I'm wondering if Method Orange or Tempo Storm knows that, because if they stun him, he's going to be able to blink out of it. Paralyzed on Peekaboo. It doesn't look like they're going in just yet. Sheep's on to Venruki. Just reconsidering what their options are right now. Venruki with no Trinket could be the target. Born Good has no Trinket, no Bubble, though. I would expect him to be the target. He actually just picked up the eye, so he's going to take 5% more damage because of that. And they're going to go on to him, caught into the Horrify. Peekaboo getting clothesline with the leg sweep. Born Good needs to escape. Jamili right on top of him. He might be able to solo him. A lot of damage following it up. Double Fear onto the DPS. Silence over onto Born Good. He's forced to Aura Mastery out into a half deep freeze. Do they have any damage to finish him off? Doesn't look like they do. Born Good should be able to get back to the pillar. Now Peekaboo getting punished for this aggression. He has no disperse for 26 more seconds. Elite's forced to bubble, forced to use that Blessing and Protection as well. And now there's nothing to deal with Venruki's Touch of Karma if they want to go offensive onto Elite out of that bubble. Mez is crossing the map, pushing forward. Venruki wants to. He's just rooted. Born Good caught into the sheep. Mez is forced to Trinket. His Save of the Light is going to proc. He's trying to get back to the box here, but Elite has very limited cooldowns remaining. If they want to make a swap to him, he could be vulnerable. Mez caught into the fear, though. They're setting up onto him with that Horrify. He has no anti-magic shell. Icebound Fortitude's available. He's trying to hold on to it. Deep freeze over onto Born Good's Avenging Wrath. Mez is still in trouble, desperately trying to cling to life. Born Good into the silence. Mez down at 30%, trying to line of sight, healing himself back up here. Born Good is forced to Trinket. Mez still in trouble. Icebound Fortitude might not be enough. He's just barely clinging on to life. Born Good gets locked on his cast. Elite getting counter pressured at the same time. Forced to Trinket, but Mez is going to fall first. Venruki not giving up, though, trying to take him down. Life grip back up, but Elite jumps down. He actually could have been in a bit of trouble there if Jamili didn't get the sheep over onto Venruki. Regardless, Temple Storm are going to take game number 2.
Wow, that was crazy. I can't believe they actually landed all that. But there we go. Method Orange going down to Tempo Storm here at 8% dampening. And there you have it, folks. Tempo Storm just one game away from eliminating Method Orange and continuing on to face Donut here in the semifinals of the lower bracket. Boom goes the dynamite. Holy crow. Holy crow. There was parts there where, like, I mean, if Method Orange had the ability to stabilize there, I feel like they were in a good spot. Elite without Trinket, without Bubble, and 1 bop available to him and no disperse, like, oof. I don't know, man. These games are crazy close. But that being said, that was Method Orange's map choice that they just lost on. So they have another choice to choose. I'm assuming we're going to... That's Ruins and Dalaran are both done now, right? Just Dalaran. So I'm assuming we're going to Ruins now?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah. Alright, as they make their choice of their map, they're going to take their time and take a little bit of delay time to do just that. I just want to shout out our new subscriber. Our 141st subscriber is Hitmits. Thank you so much, Hitmits, for that sub. Really do appreciate it, buddy. And your support is greatly appreciated. Uh-oh. What happened? Holy Crow emote? Maybe one day. But here we go. We're going to be jumping into the next game of this series. It's Ruins of Lordaeron. Alright, here we go. What are you laughing at, man? Fill me in on the joke.
Big Moran's video.
I can't watch Big Moran's video during a tournament. Dang, that sucks. But here we go. We're going to be
it's a lot of the tournament.
Would not surprise me, but here we go. It's Tempo Storm versus Method Orange, Peekaboo, Jamili, and Elite versus Mez, Venruki, and Born Good. Game number 4. Method Orange has to win 2 games in a row to get back into this tournament. I mean, if this is the lower bracket, the team that loses this series will be completely eliminated.
Yeah, we can see that they're just taking to the tomb. They don't want to overextend, risk losing here. This is their final opportunity for Method Orange to bring it back, paralyze onto Elite. Are they going to go after Peekaboo? It seems like they want to, but Peekaboo is just kiting away, and Peekaboo is so slippery. He seems to be so hard to kill. Finally reconnecting here, strangulate over onto Elite. He's going to stone form out. Pressure onto Born Good into that full fist of justice. He's in trouble here. His Saber of the Light is going to proc. Avenging Wrath gets popped. He should be able to top himself off now as they swap some pressure over onto Elite with that full leg sweep. He's going to shield wall to reduce some damage. Gets life gripped away. Gets gripped back into the Fist of Fury. Venruki caught into that Frost Job, rooted up for a couple seconds there. Elite forced to pop the Aura Mastery to try and free cast. He gets paralyzed on that cast. He still could be in a little bit of trouble here if they're able to stick onto him. He's trying to fake cast the interrupts, but Mez and Venruki aren't falling for it. Mez falling for that interrupt, though. Only Venruki's interrupt remaining. Elite should be able to deal with this, I think. He's just casting heals over and over. Now the Fist of Justice onto Venruki, but he got dispelled preemptively before the Deep Freeze. Really great dispel out from Born Good. Mez is forced to AMS regardless. Full Fist of Fury onto Elite. Mez is looking to steal the bubble into the Blood Elf Silence. Elite's forced to trinket, and Mez steals the bubble.
Oh, and he goes ahead and uses that bubble at 45% health here. Born Good has put through all that CC, and Mez should be completely fine moving forward into this game. Now, Elite without a bubble is a very scared little dwarf. Fear goes out onto Born Good. Mez taking a whole bunch of pressure is going to force Born Good's bubble, but there's a silence going out onto Elite as well. If they can reconnect onto Elite, this could be the game right here, right now. Full Hodge is going to land. He's going to go ahead and trinket, and Wall Execution Sentence is going to go off as well. Elite Saber of the Light is going to be ripped right through. If Ben and Mez can connect once again, they could kill Elite, but the Bop coming out. Can Mez take it off in time? Elite actually trying to juke all the cast. The Bop is stolen off. The paralysis on the cast is going to land at 22% health here. Mez goes down, but so does Elite. He's in touch of death range, but he's not dead because of the polymorphs on Venruki. And Tempo Storm somehow, someway is still alive, and Method Orange will fall in game number 4 against Tempo Storm, getting eliminated by Jamili, Peekaboo, and Elite. Holy close game though, Batman. Holy close game. Let's see if I can...
Batman. I am the Batman.
I am the Batman. Look at Elite. Look at Elite's health. He actually gets locked out at the lowest health possible, but the polymorphs from Jamili keep him alive. Oh my gosh. We're going to watch this replay one more time, guys. I really want to see how low Elite actually gets there at the very, very end. Wow. Let's see here. Let's take a quick look at that replay once again. Look at Elite's health. What the heck? Unbelievably close game coming out between Tempo Storm and Method Orange. And there you have it, folks. Tempo Storm will be Moving on here in that lower bracket to face Donut. Oh, baby. Let's take a quick look at that bracket. All right, Donut versus Tempo Storm is the next game, everybody. Tempo Storm facing a very, very hard Windwalker